Hey, it's Kim and welcome back to Pokemon Breaks. Today we've got a really special video. This was an art piece that was commissioned for Pat or Deep Pocket Monster by one of my YouTube, Twitch online friends named Joseph. I, from the bottom of my heart, hope that you enjoy and cherish this card. It meant a lot to both of us to be able to give it to you, so I hope you love it. I wanted to make a video to talk through the process of creating it and why I made some of the choices that I did. I think there are a few people that are curious about how these card altars are made, so I'm going to try to speed it up and keep it engaging. If you like these kinds of art cards and art videos, please give me a follow on Twitch because I stream art every week. So if you'd like to see me painting and you want to come hang out and chat, that would be amazing. Without further ado, let's look at how we made this altar for Pat. The card that Joseph and I chose for your altar, Pat, was Team Magma's Houndoom, which I was really intimidated by, but ready to have a go at. The reason it was a lot more challenging than some of the other altars that I do is it's a holo, which means that you have to strip off all of the original ink. And particularly with Japanese and especially older cards, that process can be really challenging, and it required a bit of trial and error, a few different strategies and chemicals, but we got there eventually. I do feel like when I'm painting holo cards, it looks a lot better in the end if I strip off the original ink and all of the writing, because that allows me to extend that holographic shiny effect, and that adds a lot more depth when you're creating things like water. My goal for this card was to add a few of your favorites and a few of your inside jokes, so hopefully you appreciate it. My goal here was to expand on Team Magma's cave to start off with, so I added some rocks and stalactites and stalagmites to create some depth, creating Houndoom on sort of a platform across a bridge of water, which allowed us to create some reflections and also extend some of the colors that were in the original artwork. Every time I look at one of these Pokemon cards, my imagination just goes wild with what else could be around it. And when I looked at this card in particular, the first thing I saw was actually a city. That was based on the photos that I looked at online, but as soon as I held it in my hands, I knew that it had to be a cave. There was just nothing else that made sense to me. Stalactites and stalagmites, it was time to put some extra Pokemon in there. I know that Frostlass is one of your favorites, and obviously she and Houndoom wouldn't get along very well, so I wanted her to be quiet and shushing herself, hiding sort of towards the foreground to stay out of the way as much as she could. And we obviously couldn't get away without a Starmie in the card. My original placement was to try to hide it under the water, but I couldn't get it to look quite the way I wanted, so he came a little bit more towards the foreground, and I think that worked out well too. Often with these cards, I find myself going back and forth, double checking details. I'm a little bit finicky. I am a little bit of a perfectionist at my nature. I've learned a little bit more as I've been painting more often to know when to stop, because there is a time when enough is enough, too much is too much, and if you keep messing with things, you almost ruin them. So I am really glad that I stopped when I did with this card. Adding all of the final details just gave a lot more depth to the additional Pokemon that I added, especially that Frostlass. I think that she's got a really nice amount of dimension and a really good pop out of the front. As a final stage, I love to get my art cards sent off to get slabbed. I've been working with this company called TCG, which is an Australian owned and run business, which is always something I like to support. They've been happy to work with me to slab my art cards, which is really special, and the slabs are simple and I think quite beautiful. Definitely don't detract from the art, and it's a really nice way to immortalize it and protect it for the time to come. I'm really happy with the end result of this art card, and like I said, Pat, I really hope that you are too. It was a really thoughtful gift from Joseph, and I'm super glad to be able to be part of it and give this to you. I hope it's something that you keep in your collection for the years to come and that you really enjoy. Thank you so much for being such a genuine and kind person in the community and for setting such a good example to creators and creatives that are up and coming. Thank you so much to everybody that watched this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you're interested in my art, I'll put all my links down below with my Instagram, Twitch, YouTube handle, etc. Until next time, please look after yourself, and I'll see you soon. Bye.